Okay, so I wanted to show you guys how I would go about creating this crate right here. All right. So we've been going through making all this stuff in the 3D world. I can't wait till we have to tackle this bad boy right here. This guy's gonna be really cool. In some other videos, I'm gonna tackle the characters as well. So, this is gonna be a fun little project for us to kind of work our way through. All right. So let's look at this guy right here. So this is going to be relatively easy. We just want to draw a box. Oh, not in perspective. Just draw it in our front view. Just going to draw a box right here. Just going to make it about 8 all the way around since it's a box. I'll put it in perspective by hitting P on the keyboard. Let's go into this view so you guys can see what's going on. Alright. Just gonna do 8. Control C, Control V, and then boom. Got ourselves a box. Okay, so let's put our modeling material on this box. Remember, we've been making these materials, so I'll just use this guy. Throw this guy on there. And this guy's got like an inset on all the sides, and it's got some planks inside of it that I can see, and I think it's got these little edges. That's what we're seeing right there. So I'll show you guys how to do all of that stuff. So let's start by just throwing an edit poly modifier on this bad boy. Selecting all the faces, Control A. Alright, I selected this, and then I hit Control A to select all the faces. Then I right click, and then I inset. So right now nothing's going on because it's still a 0, but when I start to crank this guy up, I start to crank this guy, and I start to get an inset. So if I hit Alt and X, I can see, I'm going to go to my front view, hit Z to zoom into it. I'm just going to scale until I make the inside of that box. So like you can see the outline of the box, the inside of the box. So we go right there, hit the check, right click, and I'm just going to extrude this backwards like that. Okay. Alright, so that's cool. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to detach these. So I'm going to go into my edit geometry tab over here. I'm going to detach these guys. So I'm going to hit my detach settings. I actually want to detach them into their own. I'm going to go planks, hit OK. So now they're their own thing. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to kind of split these guys as well. But before I do that, I'm going to select all of it and then right click and then extrude like that. Just do like one extrude. Like that. So I'm going to hit Alt X. The reason is so that whenever I turbo smooth it, you'll see what happens. So now it's not gonna. Alright, so now all I would need to do is take this off. Oh no. Okay, let me select these again. No chamfer, that's good. No. No, it's not extruded. Alright, so we're not gonna be able to get around it. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to just split these guys. So we're gonna select all these guys in here. We're gonna select all these guys. We're gonna split them. So we're just gonna select all these guys. And if we hit ring, right, and then loop them, and then loop, it'll loop the selection and ring what we want. So I'm just gonna do that all the way around it. Hit all X. So I'm just gonna ring and loop, making sure that I have all of these selected. And I'm gonna right click. Let's see if I'm gonna connect. Ooh, maybe this is what I want to do. Alright. So now I'm just gonna connect like so. And then I'm gonna go to my front view, select these guys in the front, connect like that. Connect to, maybe good, take it to 96. That's still there. Yeah. Do that for right here. Connect. Yeah, let's go. TZ. Select these guys. Right click. Connect. Like that. Alright. So now let's see what happens when we turn on our turbo smooth. Alright, so that's what we're getting. So this is exactly what I want. Right here. Alright, so this looks good, but I want to split these up. I want to split these so that I get that kind of split wood look that it's kind of cartoony. This still looks very machined, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna select all of these inside guys right here. This is so I'm just double clicking, control double clicking, and that's selecting that entire loop. And I just want to split them. So I'm gonna hit split. Right click, split them. I'm gonna do the same over here. Control click right there. I'm just gonna split all these. Right click, split. Another thing I can do is I can dot ring this. So what that's gonna do is no, let's see how many steps do I have. Okay. So let's do this again. Stop ring. So that's gonna ring every other one for me, and then I can just loop it, and then right click, split them, and then I can do the same for this bottom one. Dot ring. So it's gonna skip every other one, like every two. It's gonna skip, and then I can just loop it again, and then right click, split. Select this guy, right? Dot ring every other one, and this setting is right here, so I can set how many dots or how many lines I want it to skip in between before it gets to that next one. So I can say I wanted to just do one, so it would do skip this one, then this one, skip this one. So that's what that would do. But I wanted to every other two, you know. So my splits are where I want them. So I'm gonna split those, and I think everything should be split up. All right. So this guy's still a chunk. This guy. All right. And that's how I can tell what I need to split. So I need to split this guy, and then just dot ring, and then right click, split these. So now these guys, okay, this guy, last guy, and then ring, right click, split. Alright, so under this turbo smooth, I'm going to throw a shell modifier. You guys will see why. Throw a shell, not on the outer, but on the inner, just a little bit. And what that's going to give us is that impression that this guy's kind of like split up. So let's reduce that. And increase these segments that are here. So it's going to give us that impression that this has got that nice cool line in there. Just 0.1. Alright. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I want to split this wood stuff up. So it looks like there's like 3 planks here. So I would imagine it's just 3 all around all the sides. So I'm just going to throw those in there. So F4, F3, F4. Alright, okay, we're just going to connect. Do 2, check that way. Okay. And then a ring. Connect. And then hit check. Remove these 2, control backspace these 2. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to split these guys. So right click, split, and then split, and then you know the drill at this point, right? Split these. And what I want to do is I want to make them kind of different in size. I want to make them a little more fun, because it's, you know, it's Nintendo. You know, their stuff is going to be a little more whimsical, and it's not supposed to be real. So we're gonna have a little fun with it. So what I'll do is, you know, what I like to do is I like to throw a little life in there, because, you know, eventually, let me show you the end result after we've done all our splitting. So let's do. We're gonna do the same thing that we did for that part, where we just throw a shell on it. Underneath the inner amount. And let's do turbo smooth. Let's do smoothing groups. 1, and then let's do turbo smooth again. Alright, so we're gonna essentially make them into planks. But you know, for me, that's just so ordinary, right? Um, and you know, theirs is very straight, and we can keep it that way. But you know, I like to have a little more fun with mine. So this is flying in the face of what I just told you guys never to do, which is deviate from the concept. But I just want to show you guys this, just so if you guys are ever doing something more whimsical, or you're doing something that is not on the perfect, right? This is one of those deviation moments that I always do. So let me show you. You got to know the rules to break the rules, right? Know the rules to break the rules. So what I like to do is I'll then go in and I'll start messing with some of these and like just offsetting them a little bit. And this, what this is going to do is it's going to give us different levels, right? It's going to give us different levels of the design, and it's going to give us variation. So now let me turn on the end result. And what we're trying to do is we're going to just give ourselves, right, a little variation here and there, right? Look at that. Like we're just adding maybe a little bit of life to it. You know, it's adding a little bit of life to some of this stuff that would be otherwise much more, you know, much more tame. So little things like that will add life to it, and adding different levels, and this will help in whenever we go to bake this guy out. So we're gonna have a better bake, and we're gonna have something that it's just gonna look a little more interesting if you know you turn off this turbo swing very quick. And then let's turn this off so I can see. So just yeah. Right. So you do things like that where you make it just look a little more different, or you know, you give it a little more depth to it, so it's got a little more life. But you know, this would be on your own project. But if this was something somebody was giving you to do, is like you know, hey, I need you to nail this concept verbatim, then you're gonna need to do it the way that it is in the concept, which is, you know, these three evenly spaced out pieces that just have a smidgen of a bevel in there. All right. So yeah, but you know, I'll keep mine the way it is, and you do yours however you want. You know the rules to break the rules, kind of thing. So I might, you know, might move this guy up a little bit. You know, might move this guy down. Or you know, just move this one up. Switch it up. So we'll give it some different layers, because for me it just looks too flat sometimes when it's just, you know. So another thing we need to deal with is these rounded little top things, and they don't really work. So I'm just gonna go in the front view, select all these top ones. No, not like that. I'm gonna use this. The edge selection, right click, connect. Right click, connect. One. Just bring these guys up. Connect. The same for the bottom. And what that's gonna do is just gonna harden that edge. Right. And just like that. you've knocked this guy out. All right. So now for the pieces that are flying around. So you would just want to boop boop select, drag, make it a copy like that, or no, make it an instance. Don't make it a copy. Make it an instance, an instance, an instance. Okay. Okay, now we got our crate in here. So the next thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to create these little planks that are flying everywhere. So the way to do that would be to just select these inside planks that we have already made, and we're gonna use that. We're gonna use a copy of this because we're just gonna use this to kind of start placing these individual planks everywhere we need them. All right, so planks are here. We're going to go down to our edit poly, and this is why this is fun to have these stacks, because now we can just, go in that view and then start placing these guys. If we're trying to recreate the crime scene, or we're like crime scene investigators. This is what happened here. And then his little buggy came through like so, crashing. He should pay for the damages. He said he didn't have insurance, so he fled the scene. Yoshi out here looking like he taking penitentiary chances. I don't know what you're on that you're smashing into these crates, but I need you to slow it down, my guy. You're breaking these crates. He looks scared too. He look, ooh. Bruh, you're supposed to be a professional. Haven't you been doing this for years? How you still looking scared? Come on, bro. You gotta get better, man. So, just using those to place that, and, using these. There's only so many of them, and, And as you can see, some of these have these, kind of different shapes. So you can still use the polygons that you have and don't waste them in there to kind of give them that shape. So I can still use these extra polys in here to give the pieces the shapes that they're supposed to look like. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use the shapes that you already have. Yeah, so this guy. Just like that. Scale it down. Move it back like so. Voila. S'il vous plaît, you're doing good. Alright, one little step at a time. Gonna match this guy like so. Alright. And then just gonna use this guy. And me, I have like this habit where, because I already have this piece out, I'm just gonna hit shift, drag, and drag another piece out, So that's, that's just me. That's the kind of guy I am. I just use what I have, and this guy might need to be scaled down a little bit, so it matches this guy. Like so. Alright. You can see there's the straight is right there. So now when I throw that shell on, boom. And then with these, I can maybe even increase the shell of these guys. So that's what they're gonna look like in the end. But we can definitely make a Alright, I'm just using 3D space, eyeing it in 3D space, making sure that everything works right, That's it's the purpose of it. Just looks right, and I'm just pushing and pulling polys, right? That's what we're doing. We're poly pushers. Pushing these polys. You know, it's a fun job if you can find it. You know, so the process would pretty much go on like this for another 5-10 minutes, and I mean, you guys see how it starts to come together, right? You're gonna start to see how this comes together really quickly. You know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna knock the rest of these guys out real quick, and you know, call it done on this crate guy. Yeah. Let's move these guys out of the way, and then we've got these guys at the bottom. So boom, just like that. And we can just quickly place these guys too. What I imagine is all this stuff would be kind of like right in front of it here. Right in front of the crate. That's what I try to do. And this stuff would be right here. I can just delete this stuff that I don't need anymore. If I need any more, I'm just going to use this one. Need an element, E, rotate, boom. Alright, so yeah. Alright. Just like that. Alright, we can make these guys sharper too. These guys don't have edge loops. That's why. So we have to do this like this, like this, like this. Ring, connect options. Let's do 2, and then slide those guys out. And then boom. Alright, just like that. You created this devastating crate crash here with floating debris. Alright.